fought to bring these trees to you as our today's special. They're from Leaf and Petal. They guarantee every one of their plants. This is that you have your choice of that. Actually, it comes as one piece. It's 4 braided trees for the hibiscus. This is what it's going to look like at the end of the summer this year, because you're not getting a seed, you're not getting a teeny little plant or a root. You're actually getting, this is what's gonna come to you, a 3-foot tall braided tree. You know how old this little guy is? About 2 or 3 years old. And in order to get that braided stalk, this little guy had master gardeners every single week in there, intricately braiding those branches together to give you this beautiful tree. This is what's going to come to you for $53.95 and guaranteed to bloom this spring. So if you're wondering, where do I plant it? What do I do with it? We're gonna give you all of the details, I promise. Oh, I just realized I have this in my cart. All right, when we take a break a little bit later on, I gotta get mine before they're gone. We have fewer of the gardenias than we do of the hibiscus. So here's what your today's special is. The lowest price we've ever offered on any of our flowering trees. The first time we've ever offered this beautiful braided stalk, which makes it look just as gorgeous while it's blooming, which is quite frequently, as it does when it's not. These are great for indoors or out. They're going to come to you just like this, and if you'll repot them right away. We have a set of 3 planters. That's a great value, by the way. So $53.95. Break it up into interest-free payments. It's under $11, and we will ship it right to you, and you will get a 2 to 3 year tree that's guaranteed to bloom. You've got a 90-day warranty. And within that time, actually within any time, Leaf and Petal is going to give you the help. Help. This is like you're a gardener without any gardening necessary. So this is your beautiful, incredible, exotic smelling gardenia. And then this is your 4 different colors of hibiscus in the same tree. Your choice, get one of each, maybe 2 of each, I would say. This will look gorgeous and tropical out on your patio. Such a big blooming wow. And then the gardenia, the scent of gardenia, there is nothing like it. Even as Michelle was saying, I want it outside my door to welcome guests in. I want one in every room of the house because gardenia just, it sparks those memories. Whenever you've been someplace, maybe it was that exotic island vacation that you can't go on right now. Maybe it was that walk down the beach and there was a gardenia bush and you walked by and you went, oh, what is that intoxicating aroma? It was that gardenia. You can have that scent, that incredible intoxicating aroma in your own home. And today it's under $11. Imagine this as a bouquet that keeps giving and giving and giving year after year after year. This Mother's Day, you might be able to send 1 bouquet for $53, but that's it. Once those flowers are dead, they're dead. Send mom that gift of that reflowering gorgeous hibiscus or the beautifully smelling gardenia. My guest, Rochelle Grayer, is going to explain everything about how to care for these lovely trees that are going to be a staple in your home. Rochelle, thank you so much for joining us. I know you are the expert. You have designed gardens for the most exotic hotels, and I know you talk about different levels. This is going to be, this is literally taking our gardens and our homes to a different level.
Oh, absolutely. I love both of these, and I find it so hard to choose which one I would really want to go for. I probably would get both. But this gardenia, I'm such a sucker for scent, and the gardenia smells so amazing. It is, you know, the gardenia is the most fragranted flower that is in the flower world. And you know the smell. If you're not thinking about the top of your head, it's in all the most expensive, beautiful perfumes. It's such a beautiful scent. And these are going to come to you with buds on them. This just came, I got this out of the box just a couple days ago. There's easily probably 10 little buds on them. You can see them right in here. So this year, these are going to bloom. These are not, I wouldn't call them baby plants. These are like 2 years old. They're already with the beautiful braided stalk. They're already full of blooms. These are literally out of the box. Unlike some other things, you know, you get them and you need to like plant them up and let them grow. This is an out of the box experience. So this makes a great gift, like Shannon was saying, because when somebody opens this box, I mean, you really feel like, I am unboxing a tree, which is such a fun thing. And then you have this one. Now I've repotted my hibiscus here, and it's important to do that. Actually, I just want you to see. This is a 16-inch pot. This is the ones that we have on air here, and this is really kind of the minimum you want to go as far as a pot size. And you will want to repot both of these when they arrive. The reason for that is that will help them grow. So, you know, you get that size that you see there on set, but also it'll make your life a lot easier, because to keep these properly watered and cared for inside the smaller pot that they come in is just a lot more maintenance. So plant it up in this bigger pot, minimum 16 inches, I would say. The bigger the pot, the
bigger the
more
plant.
it'll be able to grow. So yeah,
right.
if you want it to grow to that full huge size, bigger pot, you know, go 20 inches or 24 inches, or put it in the ground. If you live down south, actually plant both of these in your yard and they'll be fine. As you come north, where I live up here in Boston, you really need, both of them make great house plants. I bring mine in the winter. I mean, this has been, well, both of them have been inside. I have some from last year that, I mean, they look great. They're beautiful house plants. They don't bloom all year. They'll bloom again when you start to put them outside. This is the time of year when they're starting to put out their buds. They've got buds on them now, both of them. Actually, these have buds too.
Speaking of this is the time, we're already getting so many people, hundreds of you are on the phone to get your incredible Today Special. Many of you are picking up 2 of each, because you already know exactly where you're gonna put these in your home or in your yard. So you can go ahead and order them on the phone. You can go on hsn.com to get yours. 095754 is your item number. Lowest price we have ever offered. Every one of these will sell out, and we cannot just say, oh, we would actually like 10 more thousand 2-year-old trees, right? What you have is what's already grown and already braided. Now, if you're wondering, when will I receive mine? Because maybe you live way up north, or maybe you live far south. We have a map of when you would be thinking about planting yours, and this is when Leaf and Petal will ship it to you. You don't have to take notes. Leaf and Petal, they're the experts. So they will ship it to you exactly when it's perfect for your zone. So now, Rochelle, we can put these inside, and we're gonna wanna have planters. That's one of the reasons that we have that set of 3 planters available as well, and those have been very, very popular in 3 different colors. So get your planter, and then when we get it, we could plant this outside or just keep it potted indoors, right?
Right. So unless you're in the most southern of states, like certainly Florida, southern Texas, California, those, and maybe even up into Georgia and whatnot for the gardenia, you could plant these outside. But for everybody else, you're going to need to put it in a pot, because what you're going to want to do is at the end of the season, you're going to need to bring it indoors, because neither of these are hardy in a frost. So that will kill both of these. This will go down to about 20 degrees. This will actually be okay in a frost, but it won't die, but it won't love it. These will not survive a frost at all. So, but they're made to be houseplants as well. So I've had mine inside all winter long. They look gorgeous. And then I take them right back outside as soon as it warms back up, which is right about when they start to bloom as well. They love the outdoors. They start throwing out all these buds. Both of these are in full bud right now, ready to go for, you know, the warm weather that's about to happen and bloom out. And I just want to say too, these are multiple trees. So the way you're getting 4 colors on this hardy hibiscus is because it is actually 4 different trees all braided together. So you're getting a lot of plants. You know, it looks like one, but it's really 4 plants. So just so you know.
There is no one tree that has all of those different color blooms on it, right? So it's only, you will get red and hot pink and orange and yellow, because it's 4 separate hibiscus trees all woven together with so much care for the last 2 or 3 years. It's coming to you, and you were saying 2 or 3 years. I was thinking, not as a seed, not as a little teeny plant that I think, oh, I hope this works. I hope I get it right. No, it's already almost like a teenager, right? And I've got teenagers. They need a little bit of care, but you know, for the most part, they can kind of, they can feed themselves. We do have plant food for you as well, speaking of food, but this is how it's going to come to you. And you'd be glad that we are shipping it to you for free today, because this is a 3-foot tree that's coming to you with all of its roots, with all of that soil. It will come to you just like this. And so whether you choose the gardenia or you choose that 4 braided hibiscus for you, this is an amazing opportunity. Let us ship it to you for free. My producer was just reminding me, he said, you know, for $22, you could get 2 on FlexPay. You can't get one floral bouquet for $22 that would die within a week. And get this, you can never send a bouquet of gardenias because they don't last in the mail. Florists don't actually use gardenias in their bouquets. Maybe a bridal bouquet. And imagine if you had gardenias in your bridal bouquet, you're reminded of that incredibly special moment every time you walk through that room or every time you walk into your home. Over 500 of these TSs have been spoken for just within the last few moments. Hundreds of you are waiting on the phone. You can skip the line and go to hsn.com. Look at these beautiful, and these creamy white gardenias, they are big and luscious. They're not like all gardenias. So this is that Amy variety. They're big and beautiful. Of course, you can take one and float it in water, and it's fragrant enough to everybody in the room can experience it. Everyone in the office can experience it. But for $53.95, you get a tree that looks better, I would say, than a fiddle tree. Hey, if you have fiddle trees and you love them, that's great. But even when they're not flowering, they're going to look so beautiful and so right on trend. It's gonna give you that live tree, that live topiary in your home with the braided trunk. It's just, honestly, it's beautiful, and so many of you are getting more than one. So your choice is gardenia or hibiscus or both. You know, we talk about using these inside your home, right, Rochelle? And there is something about, just like decor, when you're using plants to decorate, you think in terms of 2s. So maybe 2 gardenias flanking a fireplace or an entryway, or 2 or 3 maybe hibiscus out on your patio or your lanai, because the gardenias you want close to you. I want them, I went to sleep with this one. but these pack such a beautiful punch that even from all the way across the yard or all the way across out into your, next to your patio, they have that big, beautiful, bright floral of those giant hibiscus flowers.
Yeah, no, they really do. They're so eye-catching, and they give you that really tropical, party fiesta sort of feeling. So they really are such a nice thing to have out on your patio if you're kind of, staying home for the summer, potentially again. This is a great thing to, just give yourself that, staycation feeling, a nice place to have a cocktail, relax at the end of the day. And if you also had the gardenia, I mean, the scent of this is just so calming and relaxing. It's, that whole sensory experience that we have when we're out in our gardens. We really want to be surrounded by plants and the nature and all of that. And, having that olfactory, sense as well with the scented gardenia. I mean, these are just, I love things that smell good, and there is nothing better than a gardenia. And as you said, this is the Amy variety, which if you've grown gardenias before, the flowers, they're nice size, but they're not generally super huge. They're maybe kind of like, silver dollar sized maybe or so. These are much bigger. They're a few inches across. So if you can imagine, just that much more flower means that much more scent. And of course, these flowers are that classic gardenia. They look like velvet. They're so elegant and graceful. They're just stunning. So if you have that kind of, feeling in your garden, that elegant kind of decor, this is a great choice. And then if you have something more colorful and floral, then the braided hibiscus is the best choice, because you just get so much beautiful color. And these, by the way, go and go and go as far as the blooms. These will, by the way, these are going to start blooming in the spring, and they're going to bloom well into the summer, and then they're going to slow down a little. You won't get quite as many, but you'll get them all the way through the fall. It's just it'll be less later in the season. Whereas the hibiscus, this guy is just going to bloom and bloom and bloom right through the summer all the way. Mine was still blooming last fall when I brought them in, and they're, just workhorses of your garden. You really can't go wrong with those.
So as you're watching, we have hundreds of you waiting on the phone. You can always go to hsn.com. We make it really simple and easy for you to order. You can even download an HSN app if you've already ordered with us. You can do what's called express ordering. Today's special is our very best value of the entire day. We brought in as many as we possibly could of the gardenias and the hibiscus. We already have fewer of the gardenia than we do of the hibiscus. But what you're getting is a tree. You're getting a 2 to 3 year old tree. It's already been trained, it's already been braided, it's already been raised. I feel like it's kind of the difference between getting a teeny tiny little puppy that hasn't quite been weaned, and you're like, I hope it's not the runt, and that potty trained puppy where you're like, oh, it's trained, it's leash trained, it's good,
ready to go.
Right? I don't know if a tree has ever been compared to a potty trained puppy. But for someone like me who is really not a gardener, I want the garden, but I don't really want to do the gardening. They're fairly self-sufficient. It comes with all the instructions, and you get 90 days. Yeah. You can imagine this is the tree that's coming to you by the end of the summer. Grows up to here, kind of like kids, right? They do, they grow like, well, you say weeds, but I guess they grow like gardenias. And then next year, when it starts to bloom again, look at what you're looking at. It all depends, of course, on the size of pot and then where you place it, and all of the instructions come in the pamphlet. And Leaf and Petal is the easiest panel of experts to get a hold of. They give you their phone numbers, they give you their website, they give you their social media. You can contact a gardening expert at any time from Leaf and Petal, and guess what? They love helping out new gardeners or experienced gardeners, saying, you know what, I think Rochelle said partial sun on this. Where do I put it? What do I do? When do I take it back in? You are getting gardeners that will hold your hand and walk you through the process. This is honestly an incredible opportunity. Quite frankly, in 2020, well, we were all surprised by a lot of things, right? But millions and millions and millions of you decided you were going to make your home a joyful place, a beautiful place. And so millions of you took to gardening, right? There's a shortage of plants. There's a shortage, certainly, of 2 to 3 year old trees. We got as many as we could. We talked to Leaf and Petal, right, Rochelle? And we said, here at HSN, we want to take every single one of the trees that you've been growing, and we want to make it an amazing price for everyone to be able to get more than one, to be able to make their homes a joyful place. So the gardenia makes your home that intoxicating scent, that aroma, that scent of heaven, really delicate and creamy and exotic. For $53.95, you can't get anything like this anywhere. I guarantee it, because I've looked. I'm a gardenia fanatic. And then this is the hibiscus, which is, as you look at this, you think, how did they do that? They faked that. No, that's 4 different hibiscus trees woven together, braided together. So you get red hibiscus, hot pink hibiscus, orange hibiscus, and yellow hibiscus in the same tree. And I understand that these get to up to 10 feet tall and 5 feet wide if you put them in a big enough planter, and if you have a high enough ceiling, if you're putting them inside, and if you live in a tropical place, of course, you could grow them outside all year round. Over 1,000 have been spoken for. Rochelle, we knew that these were going to be very popular. And now we have the map to show everybody, and this tells us when Leaf and Petal will be mailing us our trees, right?
Right. So we're always trying to make everything very easy for you guys, the gardeners. We want to make this, kind of a no-brainer. So when it arrives is when you need to plant it. When it arrives, you're going to take it out of the box. By the way, I would cut the box down the side. It's kind of a tall box. Like I'm tall, and it came right up to here. I did a little video for that. And I mean, it's a substantial thing just to get these out of the box. So try not to pull up on their stem. Try to just open the box up and slide it right out. And then, this is what you get. You're going to want to repot it. I've got it in here. This is exactly the kind of pot you need. This is a 16-inch pot. You're going to put some potting soil in here and then plant it so that this root ball is just maybe an inch or so below the level of the pot. And all you have to do that is just tip it on its side, and then just slide, this pot will just slide right off, and then you can put that root ball right in your right in your little hole in the pot. So repot them for sure. That's going to make them much happier. That will encourage them to grow bigger. And it will also save you a lot of time, because when you have them in a smaller pot, you have to water them more and you have to fertilize them more and you have to take care of them a little more intensively. And so by putting it in a bigger pot, you're saving some work for yourself. But I also just, yeah, like you said, I wanted to just point out, you're going to get all the instructions you need, whether it's the hibiscus or the gardenia. This is everything you need to know in our pamphlet that comes in every box. Tells you everything, how to care for it, how often to water it, and all of that. And then, as always, you get our guarantee as well as all of our support. Not 8 to 4 Central Standard Time. We are available by phone. All of our garden experts know our plants intimately. They're, from all over the country. They will help you no matter where you are with whatever it is, whether it's these plants or any other leaf and petal plants, to figure out, if you have a care question or if something's going wrong. And of course, it's guaranteed for 90 days. These are, and we'll replace them if something isn't right with them.
And we're going to ship them to you for free, which is a big deal, because again, this is not what it will look like next year. This is what it, this is what it will look like when you take it out of the giant box, and we're shipping it to you for free. This is already a 2 to 3 year old tree that you're getting for $53.95, for under $11 on any credit card. We will ship it to you for free. And not only do you have HSN's 30-day return policy, where you can return anything within 30 days, no questions asked, will refund your purchase price, but you're getting Leaf and Petal's 90-day guarantee that these will bloom and blossom and be healthy and gorgeous and flowering. So this is the gardenia. This is what it will look like at the end of the summer. Imagine if you've ever been on that incredible beach and you've walked by that gardenia bush and it was just this scent that made you happy. It puts a smile on your face. You look around for those big white creamy flowers. You can have that in your home. You can have that near your entryway, in a corner of your home, any place you choose. But today is the only day you can have this price, and I'm not a betting woman, but we've got over 1,200 spoken for already, so these will definitely not last the day. If you're thinking about the gardenia and you want to be able to flank a doorway or put two next to a fireplace, or in one room and then in the other room and one outside, this is your day to get them. We put them on 5 flexible payments because we wanted to make it simple for you to get more home for less right now. And this is that gift that will keep on giving over and over and over again. That's the gardenia option, and this is the hibiscus. They both come with that braided trunk, which is beautiful, especially through those winter months when they're not quite flowering like this, but of course they'll be that beautiful topiary tree, and they will look so pretty because they've got that braided stalk. This is the hibiscus. Because I'm near the gardenia and because gardenia is my favorite, obviously you can tell that I favor the gardenia because the scent is so intoxicating, but this is such a big wow. And for most of you in the country, you can't just go to your big box store, your big home and garden store, and get a hibiscus tree. They're tropical, they're grown here, and you certainly, even here, I've never seen a braided trunk hibiscus tree with 4 different color flowers on the same tree. This is tropical anywhere you are. And Rochelle, you said that this is fine. Anybody in any of the 48 states can grow this tropical hibiscus.
Yeah, I mean, both of these plants, they are gonna, I gotta say, the most fun thing is a tree in a box. I mean, it is to literally have a tree arrive at your house and you unbox it and it's a tree in a box. That is just the funnest thing. So if you're thinking of giving it as a gift, ship directly, because unloading a tree from a box is just joyful. But yes, you can ship these anywhere in the country. They're both gonna come in full bloom, if not in bud. Mine have arrived this week, and both of them are in full bud, ready to bloom within the next week or so. They will both be absolutely fine anywhere outside all summer. That's where I would put them in the summer, and then bring them in the winter and use them as houseplants. Unless you're in more tropical areas, Southern California, Southern Florida, or Southern Texas. then you could actually plant these outside. This is okay. The gardenia will be okay down to about 20 degrees. So it will take a little bit of frost. The hibiscus will not take any frost. So you really do need to bring it in. But I bring mine in every winter. They kind of need a little dormancy period before they come back and do all of this beautiful blooming again in the summer. But they look perfectly lovely as a house plant when I have them inside in the winter. And they're great. They're very easy to overwinter indoors.
You know, I wanted to say too, as we were showing all of those beautiful pictures of the hibiscus, those are not color corrected. Those are not color accented. No filter necessary for this hibiscus. No filter necessary. They didn't add gardenias onto that picture of the gardenia. They bloom so fully because, of course, this is not just one gardenia plant. It's not just the equivalency of one gardenia's worth of flowers. Because you're getting that braided trunk, it took more than 1, 2, maybe 3, even 4 in some cases, gardenia trees braided together by experts over 2 or 3 years to get this full, big, beautiful blossoming gardenia. And the same with the hibiscus. There is no hibiscus out there, just like you can't have an apple, a tree that grows apples, oranges, lemons, and limes, right? It doesn't work like that. Right. This is 4 separate hibiscus braided together. It's a yellow hibiscus plant, an orange hibiscus plant. I know that there are special names for them. Rochelle, I'm sorry if I'm making you crazy. Pink, it's okay. And then red, and they're all braided together to give you this big bloom. Now, this, again, not color corrected, not faked. This is what your hibiscus tree will look like in August. I mean, that's immediate gratification. One of the reasons I think that I'm not much of a gardener, to be honest, is because I get really impatient. If I have to start a seed, I'm out there looking all the time. Oh, something's growing. Meh, it's a weed. Oh, something's growing. Oh, it got mowed down. This is going to come to us just like this, and that's immediate gratification. You're getting a beautiful braided tree. You're going to put this right in that extra pot that you bought, and then you're going to start to wait. I see some of the buds already. When it blossoms, whether you get the hibiscus or the gardenia, you will be, you'll just be ecstatic. Put it outside so that maybe people who are walking by get to experience the beauty of it in the front and the back. And so many of you are buying more than one. Now, Rochelle, I know we have plant food. We've got little, I'll show everybody, but how often do we need to feed these?
You know, I like to do things about monthly or when I remember, which sometimes actually is more than monthly. But I'm going to water these probably once a week, unless it's really hot outside. I might water it a little more often. It also depends on how big of a pot I have it in and if that pot is going to hold more water and if I have it in the sun or the shade. But basically, every other time or two when I water is when I do it. So I don't do it every time I water, although you could. I just do it every so often when I think of it. And it's really, really simple. Let me just show you. You get the container here, and inside of it is these little purple pods, and it's one of these per gallon. It's very easy. If you're impatient like me, I will stick my thumbnail right through that and break it open. But in fact, if you put it in warm water, the water will actually dissolve the pod, and then you just stir it up, and it'll turn your water purple. And as soon as the water's purple, it's ready to go. Just pour, you know, so if you have a gallon, I would pour maybe a cup or 2 onto each thing, and you can water all your houseplants. You can water your garden vegetables. You can really water anything with that fertilizer. It's a very good all-purpose fertilizer for really any kind of plant.
And you get 50 gallons basically here. So if you're watering, if you're feeding all your plants once a month, that's like 50 months worth of food. All right, so for those of you who are watching and want to take advantage of our amazing today's special price, if you're on the phone, of course you're welcome to wait and talk to a representative. Go to hsn.com and really take advantage of that 5 flexible payments to get more than one of this exquisite gardenia tree braided trunk. It's going to look like this in just a few months. Leaf and Petal will send it right to you right when you need it, which is right now, right? We all need some joy and some sunshine. And then this hibiscus, which is 4 different hibiscus trees, all braided into one.